Greetings everyone. I'm Bautista as Junior C. I'm the leader of Group 1. So let me introduce my members first before we discuss our project. So we have Barbero V. Rafi Angelo. We have Balayan Pauline. We also have Baltasar Christian, as well as Batakan Elaine Girls. Of course, myself, Bautista Lawrence, and Beata Jerome Ivan. Next member is Bukid Abraham Christopher. And Papoy Andre. The next one is Cosino Micaela Princess. And the next, lastly, is Salvador Jerry. So that is all the members that I have within our group.
Greetings po. So today, i-navigate po and i-operate natin per button yung system natin, which is the access code analyzer. So this analyzes and validates access codes using basic string operations. So dito po sa input section, nire-require po ng system na mag-input from 6 to 12 digits only. So pag hindi po na-meet yung minimum number of 6 digits or nag-exceed po sa 12 digits yung input ng user, may lalabas po na alert message. So, pag pinindot po natin yung code length, lalabas po dito na this page says input code must be between 6 and 12 characters. So, dun po nagkaroon ng input validation. So, if si user ay nag-input ng nag-range ng 6 to 12 digits, let's say, ayan. And pinindot po natin yung check code length. Dito po sa baba, sa output section is lalabas na ang total number of characters na in-input ni user ay 11. So, kapag using the same set of digits, pag pinindot po si analyze even and odd digits, lalabas po dito sa output section natin na ang total number of even digits ay 3, while odd numbers are 8 naman po. Then, using the same set of numbers again, dito sa show digits frequency report is nilalagay niya kung ilang beses na ulit yung mga digits na in-input ni user, such as number 0 repeats 2 times, and 1 repeats 3 times, 3 repeats 2 times, 5 repeats 2 times, 6 repeats 1 time, and number 9 repeats once lang. While dito naman sa find most repeated digits is ina-analyze nung code po natin na ang most repeated digit is 1 na nag-repeat siya 3 times. So, dito po sa reverse access code, ang ginagawa niya po ay yung start po na input ng user is nilalagay niya sa end, tina-traverse niya backwards. So, ang nangyari po dito, yung 09163311 na input is naging 05511336190, which is na-reverse niya yung access code na in-input ng user. Dito naman po sa check security pattern is makikita po natin, pag pinindot natin yung button, is magiging valid yung pattern. Why? Kasi po wala pong nag-repeat na digits na nag-exceed sa 3 times. So halimbawa, naglagay po ako ng 3 digits na digits na nag-repeat 3 times. Let's say 091666663311. So dito, pag pinindot natin yung check security pattern, may lalabas na alert message which is invalid. Input should not contain more than 3 repeated digits in a row. So iniiwasan niyo po yung redundancy na magre-repeat yung isang digit 4 times. So, going back to the original value na in-input ng user, kapag pinindot po natin yung search specific digit, may lalabas po dito na input na mag-enter ng digit from 0 to 9. Since hahanapin niya yung digit na gusto nating hanapin dun sa set of digit na in-input ni user, let's say 3, and okay, ang mangyayari po sa output section, lalabas po yung status if found. So, ang nangyari, yes. And binilang niya rin po kung ilang beses nag-appear yung 3, which is twice. And the first position ng digit na sinearch niya is pang 4th. So, index base siya. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yun po. And next po is the clear input field and display area. So, dito po, ang mangyayari is i-reset niya lang naman po yung display and input field na nandito sa system natin. So, pag pinindot po natin siya, is mawawala po lahat ng naka-prompt doon sa input area po natin. And that's all. Thank you.
Greetings, Sir Janos. So I'll be explaining the HTML and CSS code. So this HTML code defines the structure of a web page called Access Code Analyzer. It begins by declaring the document type and setting the language and character encoding to ensure proper display. The head section sets the page title, shown in the Browser tab, and links an external CSS file that controls the design. Inside the body is a main container, which groups all the content and centers it on the page. Title and subtitle introduces the purpose of the application, followed by an input section where users can enter an access code. An operations section provides several buttons, each connected to a JavaScript function that performs a specific analysis on the entered code, such as checking its length, finding repeated digits, or reversing it. Finally, an output section that contains a paragraph where results from these operations are displayed, and the JavaScript file is linked at the bottom to enable the interactive functionality of the page. So design-wise, the Access Code Analyzer uses a clean, structured, and user-focused layout that guides the user naturally from input to action to output. The centered container, clear section headings, and consistent orange color theme creates visual hierarchy and make the interface easy to understand at a glance. So the input section is simple and clearly labeled, reducing user error, while the function buttons are uniform in size and style, making each operation feel equal and easy to access. Spacings and borders help separate sections without clutter, and the dedicated output area keeps result organized and readable. Overall, the design prioritizes clarity, consistency, and visibility, making it intuitive even for first-time users.
Now, greetings, Sir Janus. I will be presenting next the function method for check length and the analyze even add button. Dito sa function na check length ay nagtitrigger ito kapag pinindot ng user yung button para i-check yung length ng access code. Una, kinukuha natin yung value na in-input ng user sa text box at sinesave siya sa variable name na access code. Next, chine-check muna natin kung valid yung input na ginamit gamit yung isValid code na variable function. Kapag hindi valid yung input, hihinto agad yung function gamit yung return. And after nun, ginagamit natin siya para hindi mag-proceed yung program. And after that, kinukuha natin yung total number of characters ng access code gamit yung access code.length at ini-store siya sa variable name na code length. Lastly, dinidisplay natin yung result sa screen sa pamamagitan nitong p-output variable na ginamit natin sa p-tags. Kung saan makikita dito yung total number of characters na in-input ng user. Next naman is yung function method para sa analyze even add button. So, itong function naman na to, ginagamit natin siya para bilangin kung ilang even at odd digits yung meron sa access code. Tulad ng unang function, kinukuha muna natin yung input ng user mula sa text box at sinesave siya sa access code. Then, chine-check ulit natin kung valid yung input ni user gamit yung isValid code na variable method function. Kapag hindi valid, titigil agad yung function. After that, nagde-declare tayo ng dalawang variables na even count at saka add count. Naka-equal siya sa 0. Ito yung gagamitin natin pang bilang ng even at odd digits. And next is gumamit tayo ng for loop para isa-isahin natin lahat ng characters sa access code. Sa bawat ikot ng loop, kinukuha natin yung current digit gamit yung char at index. Kapag yung digit ay 0, 2, 4, 6, o 8, considered siya as even, kaya dinadagdagan natin yung even count. Otherwise, automatic siyang binibilang as odd at dinadagdagan yung odd count. Pagkatapos ma-check lahat ng characters, dinidisplay naman natin to. Yung gamit yung p-output ulit na naka-p-tag sa HTML.
Mga greetings, I'm Micaela Cosino. So, ako mag-explain ng digit frequency button and ng most repeated button. So, for digit frequency button, itong function na to is binibilang niya kung ilang beses ba nag-appear isang digit sa access code. And itong let access code na variable, kinukuha niya yung value from the text field kung saan nag-input yung user. Then, itong if statement where nakalagay yung input validation, which is naka-separate validation function, na i-explain ng other member from the group. So, pero ang function nito is, chine-check niya if yung input ba ng user is valid. If not, then yung function, or yung buong digit frequency button na function is mag-i-stop. Then, yung input validation is magre-return siya ng alert sa user kung anong mali ba sa input ng user or kung hindi ba siya naglagay ng kahit anong input. Then, itong output text na variable initialize siya as empty string para i-store dito yung mga, digit ta's kung ilang beses ba nag-appear yung digit na yun. Then meron tayo ditong dalawang loop. Ito, dalawang loop 'yan. Yung first loop is naglo-loop siya from digit 0 to 9. So, magsi-start siya sa 0, mag-e-end siya sa, less than or equal to 9, which is gagamitin mamaya para i-compare with the digit sa access code. Then itong let digit count na variable, dito i-store kung ilang beses ba nag-appear yung specific digit sa, access code. And yung let digit character na variable, ginawa niyang string yung digit value from the loop na 0 to 9 para consistent yung pag-compare later on na, yung input ng user is may save siya as string, then yung digit char or digit character is string din siya. So, hindi tayo gumamit ng totally na, integer or number. So, sa second loop dito na naglo-loop yung, naglo-loop sa kada character o kada digit sa access code. Character since string nga, naka-store siya as string. So, magsisimula siya from the index 0 and hanggang less ng kung ilang length ba yung nilagay ng user. Tapos, itong if statement na 'to, chine-check nito if yung current character or char at index, itong char at index nire-return niya kung ano ba yung nasa index, specific index na yun, kung anong character or digit ba. For example, 1, 2, 3. Index 0, ang i-return ng char at, ang i-return ng char at is yung digit 1 or character 1 since nakasimula sa string. So, ayun, kapag itong if statement na 'to, if yung access.code char at index is equal sa digit char, which is ito, from digit value na is-store as kinonvert into string, magtataas yung digit count. After nun, maglo-loop ulit from the top hanggang sa makapag-loop sa lahat ng character sa access code. Then, if yung digit count, ito, if yung digit count is greater than 0, then yun na, yung output text kanina, yung initialize na empty string. I-store dun yung number, which is yung digit character. Tapos, kung ilang beses nag-appear yung digit character na yun, or kung ilang beses nag-appear yung digit na yun. Then, after, i-display na siya sa output, sa p-output, which is nasa HTML na part, which is ito. Dito siya i-display, yung pinaka-output ng function. Then, for most repeated button, yung function na to is tinitingnan niya or hinahanap niya kung anong ba yung digit na mayroong pinakamaraming repeat. So, same with the digit frequency button, kinukuha yung input ng user from the text field, chine-check if yung input is valid, and dito nag-initialize tayo ng variables para i-track kung ano ba yung merong pinaka-highest count and kung ano yung digit na merong pinaka-highest count. So, ito for highest count, dito i-store kung ano yung digit na may pinaka-highest count. Then itong highest digit, dito yung corresponding digit niya. Dito may store yung corresponding digit kung saan merong pinaka-highest count. And then itong boolean na tie equals to false since kapag walang kaparehas na bilang. For example, yung digit 1 and digit 2 parehas tatlong bilang. So, mag-equal sa true yan. Kapag hindi, then false. Then, meron tayong two loops ulit dito. Same with the digit frequency button. Same with the digit frequency button. First loop, mag-loop from digit 0 to 9, i-store siya sa another variable para convert into string. Then, yung digit count, dito yung count for each digit, which is gagamitin para i-compare mamaya with the highest digit. Then, same with the digit frequency button, loop, itong second loop, ilo-loop sa kada character sa access code since nakasave nga yun as a string. Then, i-check if yung access code index or yung current character equal sa index na to is equal to the digit character, yung digit count is magpa-plus or tataas ng isang beses. Then, dito magkakaroon ng checking if yung digit count ba is highest na sa current highest count. If, for example, yung digit count is equal to 3, then yung current highest count is equal to 2. So, mapapalitan. Yung highest count magiging yung bagong digit count and yung highest digit, yung corresponding digit ng bagong digit count. Then, yung tie is equal to false. Else, if naman dito, kapag yung digit count is equal to highest count and yung digit count is greater than 1, then yung boolean na tie is equal to true, walang i-display or walang i-store walang i-display yung function. Then, para may i-display, dapat yung tie is equal to false para ma-confirm na siya yung maraming repeated digits. Then, dito siya i-store. Ito, i-store nito, i-return nito kapag yung highest count is less than or equal to 1 and nag-tie, sasabihin na it does not have most repeated code. Pero kapag yung function is mayroong most repeated code, then yung tie is hindi lang equal to true, dito siya ilalabas. Dito ilalabas yung output niya, which is yung current highest digit and yung highest count ng current highest digit.
Yan, yan, yan. Greetings everyone again. I am Bautista Lawrence Jr. C. and I'll be discussing my part here in JavaScript. So ano nga po ba yung part ko? So meron po tayo ditong function na reverse code button and ito po yung ginagawa niya. So ang una natin gagawin dito ay mag-set tayo ng variable para po pwede natin siyang galaw-galawin na kukunin po natin sa ating HTML na txt access code na ID and syempre po yung value niya. So, eto po, ang mangyayari po sa una, syempre iva-validate po natin yung input. If pasok po siya sa mga validation natin or isa sa validation natin. And if hindi po siya kasama sa validation natin, magre-return po siya. So, dito na po tayo sa mismong pinaka-part po natin. And of course, dito po una, magkakaroon po tayo ng variable, store the reverse code para po yung pag-store natin ng mga code para po sa printing natin mamaya. So, ito po yung ginagawa ng code or ng system natin para ma-output po natin yung reverse. So, magkakaroon tayo dito ng looping and pinili po namin yung for loop since determine naman na po yung kung kailan po mag-end yung loop. So, meron po tayo ditong for let index equals access code length which is yung length po ng i-input ng user and -1 po. And ang conditional naman po natin dito ay index is greater than or equals than 0. Then of course, magde-decrement po tayo dito. Bale mag-umpisa po tayo sa last. Since ang ano po natin sa declaration po natin ng variable ay yung length -1. Tapos ang sa code body naman po ng loop, dito po nakalagay yung reverse code na variable, plus equals. Bale ang gagawin niya po ay iko-concat niya. Tapos ang equals to access code dot char at and sa loob naman po yung index na nakalagay po sa for loop. So, bakit po char at yung ginamit natin? Kasi hindi po natin i-treat yung access code as a number. So, kaya po character yung gagamitin po natin. So, dito po yung looping magaganap po yung pag-store po ng different, sabihin natin different each character na nakalagay po sa access code natin na ilalagay po natin sa variable na reverse code. Then dito naman po sa printing ay poutput.inner HTML equals double quotation, reverse access code, and colon plus reverse code po. Bali mapiprint niya po dito yung yung in-store po natin mga character na nanggaling po sa for loops. So, next part ko naman po, we have return check button. Ito naman po yung ginagamit natin or yung function po para malaman natin if valid po ba talaga yung yung access code po na in-input natin. And yung isa po sa validation natin ay dapat walang digit or ay walang character rather na mag-input ng user ng more than 3 times. So, explain ko na lang po later. And of course po, dito sa unang gagawin natin ay kukuha po tayo ng variable ulit. And ang naka-equal sa txt access code ID and its value. So, dito naman, again, of course po, before i-execute po yung pinaka-code, i-validate po natin dito. If hindi man po pumasok, isa sa validation natin, of course, magre-return po ang ating system. So, meron po ang unang pong mangyayari dito ay meron po tayong variable na repeat count and equals to 1 siya. Counter for consecutive repeated digits. Since lahat po ng i-input natin ay lahat naman po sila ay magkakaroon ng count na equals to 1. Pero iba po 'tong repeat count, bale variable po siya para malaman if invalid po ba yung nilagay natin. Then meron po dito tayong boolean na that has invalid pattern is equals to false. Na later po, magbabago po siya depende po sa in-input natin. Ang purpose niya po ay flag to detect invalid pattern. Then sa next code body naman po natin ay meron po tayong for loop. Dito sa for loop na 'to, halaga ay let index equals 1, conditional ay index is less than access code dot length. Index increment. Then sa loop body naman po natin ay magkakaroon tayo ng conditional and meron din po tayo ditong nested if. If access code dot char at, again po, index na sa loob ng parameter is strictly equals to access code dot char at And sa parameter po natin ay index minus 1. Bali index minus 1 po natin ay ito po yung previous, character po dun po sa, access code po natin. And 'pag strictly equals po sila, yung repeat count po na yun ay mag-i-increment. Then dun po sa loob ng if natin meron po tayong another if, na if repeat count is greater than 3, as invalid pattern is equals to true, and magbe-break po tayo. Kapag po ang system natin ay naka-detect na ng isang character na ay greater than 3 na po na in-input ng user ay yung has invalid pattern true po ay has invalid pattern na boolean ay magtu-true po siya. And of course po magbe-break na po dun yung system ay yung yung system. And else naman, dito naman po yung else sa, pinaka-if po natin, and else repeat count equals to 1. Since nga po lahat ng ang i-input po natin ang input po natin ang count po nila ay is equals to 1. So ito naman po yung printing natin na magaganap. If has valid pattern, true, since wala po tayong quotation mark. P output that inner HTML is equals to invalid pattern detected. And else naman po if wala po tayong nakita na any, invalid po sa in-input ni user, ang kakalabasan niya naman po ay P output that inner HTML is equals to valid pattern. And ayun lang po sa part ko. So next part na po tayo. Thank you po.
Greetings, Sir Janus. I'll be explaining the search digit and clear function. So first is search digit. So sabi dito, hinahanap yung digital search function kung existing ang isang specific digit, like 0 to 9, sa access code. And pinapakita dito kung ilang beses ito lumalabas at saan unang lumilitaw. Then, dito naman sa code namin is, itong code na 'to, pinapakita dito kung, kinukuha muna yung access code. Then sunod, itong code naman na 'to is chine-check dito kung, valid yung input ni user. Then yung pangatlo, siyempre dito na mag-i-input si user kung anong digit yung hahanapin niya. So, ang in-input lang namin is 0 to 9. Then, next naman is, dito naman is iniisa-isa yung bawat digit ng access code. Pag may nag-match, dito naman siya papasok sa current count plus. Ginagamit ito kapag dinadagdagan yung bilang. So, dito naman is kinukuha ang unang position kung saan nakita yung digit. So sa digital search function, ginagamit para hanapin kung may specific digit sa access code. Kapag meron, pinapakita kung ilang beses ito lumalabas at kung saan ang position unang nakita. Then, kapag wala naman, ipapakita na hindi ito existing sa code na yun.
Greetings, Sir Janos. I'm Jerome Ivan Beato, and i-explain ko po if yung in-enter ni user is empty or kung nagko-contain lang ba siya ng 0 to 9. First is itong if access code is strictly equal to empty string, mag-a-alert siya ng text field is empty. Please input code to proceed. Then txt access code that value equals empty string is ito pang pang empty lang siya ng text field. Next is return false since hindi siya valid code. Ito naman for checking each character ng in-input ni user. So let index equal 0, index less than access code at length, index post increment. Magpe-create tayo dito ng temporary variable which is yung current digit na nilalaman yung per character ng input ni user. Yan, access code at char at index. Dito naman, pang check nga nung character. If current digit is less than 0, ibig sabihin, negative yung in-enter ni user. Or current digit is 9. If current digit is greater than 9, ibig sabihin, mas mataas yung input ni user. Next is, ibig sabihin nung naka-string siya is, since string naman yung input ni user, as is, ito lang yung kailangan niya, yung 0 to 9 na input. So, kapag nag-input pa siya ng other character like letter, characters, ibig sabihin invalid yon. Masasama pa rin siya dito sa if. So, pag ganun nga nangyari, mag-alert siya ng invalid input, please enter code 0 to 9 only. Then, ito, pang clear lang ng text field and return false since hindi siya valid na code.
Greetings, Sir Janus. So, yung i-explain ko pong part ng code is, chine-check po nito yung ini-input ng user kung lumagpas ba sa 12 characters or mababa sa 6 characters. So, dito, sa part na to, kung yung code daw is less than 6 characters, ito po yung purpose niyan, kaya nilagay dyan. Then, ito namang isa is kung mas mataas naman sa 12 characters. Then, itong OR operator na to, either sa part na to, either way, kung ano man yung mag-true dito, is ipiprint niya po ito. So, itong alert na yan, lalabas yan kapag yung in-input ni user is mababa sa 6. Kunwari, in-input niya lang is 5 characters. Lalabas tong input code must be between 6 to 12 characters. And ganun din po sa kabila, if lumagpas siya sa 12, for example, 13 characters. Then, yung return false naman is parang pine-prevent niya yung user pine-prevent niya yung form na mag-submit kasi invalid yun na input. So, in conclusion, yung part ng code na to is pan-check siya, pang-validate, itong validation na to is useful siya para ma-check if yung in-enter ni user is lagpas ba ng 6 characters or 12 characters.
Greetings, I'm Jeric Salvador and I'm going to explain the contains at least one even digit and one odd digit input validation. First, we declare the even count and odd count and initialize to 0. And then, we use the for loop para ma-check natin every character or every digit ng user input. And then, yung current digit is magiging reference natin for loop every digit and then every character. And then, for this if condition, if yung current digit is less than to 0 or current digit is greater than 9, magpo-prompt siya ng alert message and then reset input, which is yung access code text field is magiging empty and then yung p output is magiging empty din. And then yung magpo-focus siya dun sa access code text field. And then magre-return false si is valid code. And then after that condition, for this condition naman is for even and odd count. If yung current digits strictly equal to 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8, magka-count siya sa even count. And then, otherwise, sa odd count siya magka-count. And then, after this loop, i-check natin sa if condition, if yung even count is less than 2, 1, or yung odd count is less than 2, 1, magpa-prompt siya ng alert message, which is yung access code dapat is mag-contain at least one even and one odd digit. And then, magtatawagin nyo ulit si reset input and then magre-return ng false is valid code method. And then, kapag hindi naman nag-true dito sa condition na to, lalagpasan niya. Magre-return ng true si is valid code method. And then, that's all.
So, greetings everyone. I am Baldero Di Angelo, and I will discuss the part of the code where the system checks if there's a repeated digit in a row where it should not contain more than 3 repeated digits. So first, the program checks if the current digit has the previous digit compared with by using the condition index is greater than 0. So this is important because the first digit in the access code cannot be compared to anything before it. So next, the program compares the current digit, which is this, with the previous digit in the access code. If both digits are the same, it means the digits being repeated consecutively. When this happens, the repeat count, which is this variable, is increased to keep track of how many times the digit has appeared in a row. So after increasing the counter, the program checks if the number of repeated digits exceeds the allowed limit. If the repeat count, which is this, becomes greater than 3, the input is considered invalid and an alert message is displayed to inform that the user has more than 3 repeated digits, which is not allowed. So the input is then reset and the program stops. Further execution prevents invalid data from being accepted. So if the current digit is different from the previous digit, the repetition streak ends. In this case, the repeat count is reset to 1, which is this one in the else, indicating that the start of a new digit sequence. And that's all. Thank you.